Facebook ads for authors. Today I'm going to show you how you would break up interests into 3 different groups. When you're trying to find readers for your book as an author, you want to find people who are already interested in whatever subject you're writing on. If you are a science fiction author, you want to find people who are also interested in science fiction. The best way for you to run your Facebook ads is to divide your interests into 3 parts. Initially, you want to target the people who are most interested in what you have to offer. Then, as you find an ad that works really well, you want to expand the use of that ad out into bigger and bigger markets. I'm going to show you how you could do this if you are a science fiction writer. You can apply these principles for any type of writing. First up, we will create our new campaign. So we're going to send people to your website where you have information about your book. We'll click on continue, and on the next page, initially we're going to target people in the United States, although you can change this to any country that you would prefer. To start targeting people by interest, we'll go down to detailed targeting, and the first type of targeting that we will do is those people who like reading science fiction novels. So this is very particular. So we'll type in science fiction and see what we get here. Science fiction, so we should have science fiction novels somewhere here, so we have science fiction books. Let's see if we have anything similar to that. Science fiction books, sci-fi novels, science fiction novel, a book club is pretty specific. All those people are very interested in science fiction. So that should be a good start. That gives us an ad group reach of 28,000 people. That's enough people for you to start running your first ad. So now that you've built this first group, you would go on to create an ad. Once you have an ad that is working for this group, then you will expand it out a layer to the next group. We want to find the second most interested people who would be interested in what you have written. So for sci-fi, let's choose a famous author. This would be people who have interest in him, probably have read his books and know who he is. So let's see how big the group for Isaac Asimov would be. Okay, so this is showing that there is a fair-sized group, 110,000 people in the US that you can target who like Isaac Asimov. They will still be interested in science fiction. Obviously, they're quite interested if they know the name of this famous writer and they've expressed interest in this writer. So this would be a second-tier group. You could use the name of different science fiction writers. It doesn't just have to be Isaac Asimov. There are other famous ones that you could also create ads for. So this is the second layer. The third layer, we want to go out even to a little bit wider group, maybe not to just people who like novels, but people who enjoy science fiction in general. And a good example of this would be Star Wars, people who like the film Star Wars. This will result in a much larger group, and you want to go out to these larger groups step by step. So you get the targeted ones working first, then you go to the little bit larger, then to the larger. That just gives you a bigger audience, and it's the safest way to grow. So let's type in Star Wars. And you can see that this is just an enormous number of people. You have 17 million people in the United States. So this is a much bigger group, and you could target these to expand out your ad once you've already done the first 2 layers. So that's how I recommend you do it. You find people who are interested in the same thing, try to find the tightest interest first, and after you get your first ad working, then you grow it out to the larger and larger interest. This has been Facebook ad targeting for authors.